Thank you for joining another episode of Tried and True. On this episode, we're going to jump into one of my favorite trends, which I think is really one of the boldest in the fashion landscape right now, mod fashion. I like to call it Mod Squad. So we're going to discuss the history of the trend and how we're seeing it and how it's showing up in the streets as well. I'm going to review my favorite looks with you, and then we'll go through how to style it, because I know sometimes these trends can be really tricky, but I'm going to teach you how to add your own personal spin on them. So let's get into it. While this movement was born in the streets of London, it still is happening right now in people's closets today and is highly influenced on catwalks. Although mod fashion started in the UK, there's plausible influence from New York's Black dandyism, which was a cultural phenomenon in the 1920s during the Harlem Renaissance. There's parallels between mod fashion's bold color, sharp tailoring, and the movement where Black people were using fashion as a tool to express identities beyond societal expectations. So before we get into that, let's rewind all the way to post-war Britain. I know I'm bringing it way back, but just quickly, just stay with me. In the late 1950s and 60s, picture it. It was a new generation of sharp, stylish, conscious youth rejecting their parents' old, stuffy looks. And what they were called were modernists, which is what we're saying now, mods. And they were inspired on a global scale. So by jazz clubs, obviously by Black jazz artists during the time, modern art, and also the sleek curves of the Italian scooters, which were all over Europe. But what was the mod uniform? A-line skirts, boxy jackets, and the soon-to-be iconic mini dress. The style was really clean, tailored, and forward-thinking, especially at the time, and it was a total rebellion against the past. Now, let's fast forward it a bit to the mid-60s, which was swing in London, and mod becomes a global phenomenon. It wasn't just about fashion, it was really a lifestyle and a movement. Think about Twiggy, Jean Shrimpton, and Mary Quaint. They were all the faces of the look, and there's no doubt that every fashion enthusiast has seen that iconic Twiggy editorial with that makeup. And you have to mention the Black iconic woman during this time who also had a major influence. Think about Naomi Sims and Danielle Luna, all their editorials who made modern fashion across print and media a global phenomenon. The miniskirt became a symbol of freedom. You see me rocking my miniskirt today. I'm all about the miniskirt. The bold color blocking, pop art print, and PVC textures really popped up in the streets. And it was clearly an edgy moment full of geometric prints, stripes, checkerboard, polka dots. And yes, Pucci's psychedelic print really found its comfort zone and its home. I know right now on TikTok, all the fashion forward girlies are talking about the Pucci prints, the pants, the scarves, everything. It's really blowing up on the internet yet again, which tells you this mod movement is timeless. And this mob movement was also happening at the same time when Black is Beautiful movement was happening. And it was the height of the Black civil rights movement. So because of this, Black women had to find an alternative nuances in their wardrobes in comparison to the textbook mod fashion. The key features of this trend in Black culture really was interpreted in pieces with bold prints and geometric shapes, but they were found in African patterns worn by Black women during this time. But mod never really stayed in one era. It moves really fluidly through the 70s and 80s when it came back a little bit grittier, edgier, and a badge of the working class pride. It was less about glamour and more about attitude. And then the second wave of feminism came and they loved a short headline. So mod really existed through all of the decades. Then we go into the 90s and the early 2000s where mod hit the runway and the pop charts massively. Designers like Prada, Miu Miu, and Marc Jacobs reinvented many iconic looks and elements of the movement. Micro minis, go-go boots, and headscarves made their way from backstage and to sidewalks again. It was in the streets. Mod was in the streets. These influences can be seen continuously throughout the three designers, and their houses have lived by this aesthetic. Even up to the most recent seasons, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. But of course today, mod is having yet another moment, but it's reimagined, and it's reimagined with a fresh digital twist to it. When it comes to the spring-summer runway shows, the mod movement was definitely in attendance. Not only that, but it was brighter and it was more playful than ever. Designers dove headfirst into the swinging 60s, and the results were vibrant mini dresses, matchy-matchy accessories, and graphic prints. And they weren't afraid to clash, really, or pop. I wouldn't say clash, it was just for a little bit of a pop. And one of the designers who really leaned into this was Versace. They took prints to the max, covering everything from skirts, handbags, and in a riot of colors and patterns. Meanwhile, Prada turned heads, literally, and their now viral sunglasses with the headscarf hybrid is something we're seeing everywhere. Sometimes only Miuccia Prada can nail it, this futuristic nostalgia, that is. The runways offered a sense of fearless fun, and mod-inspired silhouettes were styled with electric hues, punchy patterns, and a little wink of the past, but was totally had a modern edge to it this time. And the spring-summer season, it really had one clear message: go bold or go home. Carolina Herrera is known for its quintessential feminine aesthetic. The collections usually include elegant, playful patterns that usually are florals. It's a signature floral you always get with Carolina, and soft pastels. The Spring-Summer 2025 collection was a harmonious mix of vibrant history and surreal futurism. The cutout circles makes the feel of this look really less literal than you would think for this era, but it's obviously influenced by the polka dot print and the bold colors that you saw during that time. Being that Versace is a heritage brand known for its Italian aesthetic, the Spring-Summer 2025 season felt like a refreshing risk. This is a major departure from Versace's classic black and gold Baroque print and the Medusa logo. In this collection, the bold, eclectic mix of prints struck the perfect maximal note without feeling overdone. I mean, look at how these prints are two major bold prints that work well together somehow. I love it. Gucci's past few seasons have embraced this bright and bold colors, patterns, and it really aligns with the mod aesthetic. But there's been a shakeup in the house, and so we're all waiting to see what's to come from it. But from this particular collection, the similar silhouette and hemline that we saw during the mod season really was unexpected in this bright hue. It was a highlighter yellow hue that had matching accessories, which really makes the look super edgy and ideal for the Gucci girl. They'll lean into the mod look, but they definitely want to feel like they're cooler. You know, they are the it girl. And as the house transitioned to the creative direction under Demna, the collections are expected to shift to reflect his strong and conceptual vision. So my guess is that this will be the last season that we're seeing this mod aesthetic and these bold and bright colors on the runway. But let's see. So now that we've gone through the history of mod fashion and we looked at some of my favorite runway shows, let's talk about how to actually style and wear this look. This is my interpretation of it. I'm wearing this white mini Prada skirt. Like I said before, Prada is really one of the leaders when it comes to embracing mod fashion. And then this platform Valentino shoe, which I didn't talk about Valentino, but also a lot of their collections does lean into this aesthetic, which we can pull up some examples and show you too. But yes, this mod platform shoe. And then I went for a really bold color, right? So bold, bright colors was seen a lot during it. I didn't go for a print, but the scarf has a little bit of a print in it. It's like a vintage Chanel scarf, which is in this mod print with a little bit of bubbles and circles, and polka dots was one of the big things. So this is my version of it. But I wanted to give you an example of something that was just one simple piece. If you are intimidating about styling out the look, opt for a dress that embraces it. So it's really easy. It's super simple to put on. I really love this because it's this classic checkerboard print that you saw in mod, but you're also seeing something which is nice, which is like the blue and the brown, which I think is a little bit unexpected. You don't often see baby blue with brown, but it's one of those color combos that when you see it, you're like, why don't I do this more often? And then I wanted to add this little bag. Don't follow me. This little bag, which also has this light blue and brown in it, but then we added a little bit of red color to it. So, and I think with mod, it is about being okay to like mix some prints, mix colors, and be really bold. So I like adding that touch of red in there. This dress is a La Double J mini dress. So you definitely can wear this during like the cooler months, the spring months. But if you wanted to add an additional layer to it so that it works through fall when the weather is transitioning, opt for a bright color type. So I love the idea of this yellow type that we're seeing. And also there's a mixed print here. So the plaid skirt also looks really nice with this black and white print. So although this is a statement in itself, you can layer with other statement pieces and look really chic and have your own unique style when it comes to this. Now, another example of a bold print is polka dot. I keep telling you about polka dot. I love this sleeper set. It's just a matching pajama set. But what I really love about this set is that it's super easy, like I said, to put together, layered on top of each other. And then when the months are transitioning, you can throw over a bright color jacket like we're seeing. And it also could just be something that you put on a bright color shoe. I know the print is bold, but I think adding a little bit of color to it really leans into the mod and also just makes it feel a little bit more poppy and special. Now, I'm going to show you how to style some looks on myself. You can critique me and tell me if you like it or not, but this classic car coat, I didn't really get into that before, but this classic car coat was also something that you saw in mod, this swinging coat. What I love about it is the shape. It's a little bit oversized and it really has a shorter hemline to it, so it's great for layering. So I'm gonna show you how to take this coat, this Lafayette coat, and make it mod. So I'll be right back. So this is how I style my Lafayette 148 car coat. I really just wanted to sort of figure out how to make this transition. So mod is definitely a trend that you can wear all year throughout. So don't think that if you invest in the summer, you won't be able to wear it in the fall. Also, I want to note proportions is a really big part of what makes this look work. So if you are going to have this layer of this car coat, make sure it's the longest layer. I think that really helps. And it's nice to have the shorter hemline and then you see it continuing down with the coat and then going into the boot. And now we talked about the Poochie print being one of the most quintessential prints for mod and how that was Poochie's real moment. And it's having a moment again. I know all the TikTok girlies love it. So I wanted to have the sunglass as the print. So the rest of the look is pretty muted and neutral one tone, but the colored glasses, the printed glasses, adds a nice little pop to the look. Now, let's try the next look. I'm going to do this little mod number mix here. Let's figure out how to style these pieces together and what we could come up with. Coordinating sets were really big during the mod era. Like I showed you guys, I had 2 coordinating sets. So what I decided to do was to mix and match. So if you are going to get coordinating sets, it is a good idea to find pieces that you can maybe wear together and mix and match. But just because it's a set does not mean you have to wear it full look head to toe. I also really love this look because it's great for transitioning into those colder months. And then this headband obviously is really mod. So I went forward and I leaned into it. If you take the jacket off, it could be a little bit sexier and it could be for a date night. And then if you are going to an office, I would just say probably swap the mini skirt for a longer hemline. And then this is an office appropriate look as well. Thank you guys for joining. You have to tell me, was I giving Mod Squad or not? I mean, I know this look is, but tell me about the other looks, which means you have to comment, like, and subscribe. Enjoy this Mod Squad look. Have fun with it. Go big or go home. Be bold or go home. Whatever the saying is, just do what you're gonna do, okay? But make sure you look good doing it. Bye.